Hello one and all, it's Nerdcraft here bringing you game 1 of a best of 3 series here. Spawning on the northern position of GSL Daybreak is going to be our red Protoss player EGJYP, formerly of the SCV Life. So it made sense that he got out of that team, mainly because he's a Protoss player and he doesn't want to be affiliated with Terran. His opponent spawning on the southern position of GSL Daybreak is going to be the beast from the east, our blue Protoss player WhiteRa from TTE Sports. So this has been taken from, oh man, I just kicked my mic stand by accident. Sorry guys. I'm working with a new setup, and so I'm still a little not used to it. So every now and then, like if you hear like a boom sound, that's mainly because I either kicked my mic stand by accident or like I hit my mic setup somehow. It's all by accident. So I'm actually using XSplit now instead of Fraps because I get really great sound quality coming out of XSplit. Plus, it doesn't take 5 hours to upload a video. It gets the videos to you guys a lot faster. But as I was saying though, these games are taken from Assembly 2012. It was kind of overshadowed by MLG Winter Arena, and it is going to be a PvP best of 3 match. I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh, PvP. Why do we gotta watch PvP? No one likes PvP. Well, on the contrary, because of the patches and everything that's been coming through, PvP itself has been evolving into a really cool matchup. Very heavy Blink Stalker compositions, even the Charged with Archons, and you know, War of the Worlds Colossus, and hell, even Motherships, as we saw in the Winter Arena qualifiers, Grubby versus Hazuabs, freaking vortexing Motherships. I mean, how often are you going to see that? Which makes me really sad that we're not actually going to be seeing the Mothership in Heart of the Swarm. Hopefully Blizzard decides, has second thoughts on that. But we see WhiteRa here coming into JYP's base. He's going to try and steal some minerals, maybe haze a probe or two. Going to get out of there with his life, only 5 on it. And the map Daybreak itself is a very, very interesting map. You have a lot of different avenues of attack. You have this lower one, and then you have the exact same one up here, but it goes, you know, over. So because they're squares and triangles and stuff like that, they're roughly the same distance. And then you also have this middle passageway right there, which is blocked off by destructible debris. I know, shocker, right? Destructible debris in a map on StarCraft 2, although this is a GSL map, so it's not a Blizzard map. And this can make not only another channel of attack, but it can also make a quicker channel of attack. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of battle going on in the middle here over the destructible debris. Yeah, sorry, I had like a hiccup or something. And we have exact mirror matchup going on right here. You don't get much more mirror than this. The gateway, 2 gateways and a cyber core. We both have a stock coming up for both our players, as well as warp gate. But now we're going to see a little deviation with JYP putting up a early Twilight Council. So this could be indicative of either DT play or Blink Stalker. I'm gonna go off on a limb here and say that he's going to go for some sort of dark Stalker, yeah, some sort of Blink Stalker play, just because it's kind of been the popular choice in PvP as of late, is that just Blink Stalker timing. It's a 3-gate Blink Stalker timing, really, really strong. Now, what will we see from WhiteRa? He is getting a sentry out right now, and JYP is just focusing on getting a lot of stalkers. So, provided what WhiteRa decides to get down here, he's going to go for a robotics facility. So, he's most likely going to either get he's going to definitely get an observer, but he is probably going to get immortals, I'd like to say. But unfortunately, this is WhiteRa, and WhiteRa makes the game very hard to predict. So, he's either going to get Warp Prism, or he's going to get that immortal out from there. I'd like to hope it's going to be immortal, because that will really favor him in this matchup. JYP is now researching blinks, so there you have it. It is going to be a Blink Stalker. Yes, I was right. I love it when I'm right on my predictions. It just makes me feel so awesome. But still only 2 gateways out for JYP, and that Stalker, so the Stalker numbers are pretty low. Warp Gate has just finished, so as soon as these 2 Stalkers finish, we're going to see some Warp Gates be made. Do we have any pylons around? We have a single pylon over there for JYP. Kind of just be able to take out this 3rd really quickly if WhiteRa does go for a 3rd, but he doesn't even have an expansion yet. By the looks of it, he's getting ready to expand. Not saving up his minerals though, so I might be wrong on that account. We have 3 Stalkers out in the middle now. What does WhiteRa see from about JYP? Well, he just knows that's where he is. He has 2 gates. He's getting a second gas, so the second gas does indicate no 4-gate. And we have WhiteRa going to go expand right there. A single immortal is being chronoed out, and I don't know what happened to his army. Where is it? I think WhiteRa's army might have been caught out of position there. No, the 2 sentries are coming as well. Stalkers, the Immortal is finished. And now WhiteRa is going to get ready. The nice force fields they're going down. Well, not really nice force fields. They're going to easily be maneuvered there by JYP. And the Stalkers just trying to chip away here. Blink is done. Going to reveal that Blink by Blink microing some of those Stalkers. Going to blink them away and just get out of there. Right now we do have 47 to 42 supply. WhiteRa in the lead. If we check out the income, it is 28 probes to 27. JYP in the lead. Now, 1 probe may not seem like much, but in a mirror matchup, it does all come down to those small little numbers. What WhiteRa does have over JYP, though, is he does have his expansion already underway. JYP now getting his up. WhiteRa is definitely going to finish before JYP, so he's going to have, you know, double the probe production coming out here. We just see more and more Immortals being made for WhiteRa. He knows that JYP is going for a very Stalker heavy build, and that's just, well, of course, because you can see the Stalkers, and also with that Blink, it does tell a lot of things, like, hey, I have some Twilight Council and I'm going to be going Stalkers, so, you know, I hope your micro is good. And we have 2 more gates being added here by JYP, so yeah, just not going to be taking up to Robo. I think JYP wants to end this as quickly as possible and just get into game number 2. PvP can be a coin flip at times, but I have a hard time ever thinking that a game of this level is a coin flip. I think it all just comes down to personal skill. That is my preference, though. I'm sure there's plenty of players who will go out there and say I'm an idiot for saying that stuff. I know one of my friends, Puck, he would say I'm an idiot for saying that because he believes PvP is a huge coin toss. And now WhiteRa knows that JYP is trying to take out this destructible debris, bringing the Immortals forward. Unfortunately, a sentry is not going to be able to tank that much damage, and it is brought down only 1 sentry. Unfortunately, that sentry was full energy, so you know, that sucks for WhiteRa. He is going to only be able to use 1 Guardian Shield as of now. Well, actually, a Guardian Shield, oh yeah, Guardian Shield is 75 and there's 100. And WhiteRa is adding on a Robotics Bay. I like this a lot because that Colossus, those Colossus are just going to really eat away at, those Colossus are really just going to eat away at these Stalkers and do a horrible amount of damage. I have no idea how WhiteRa knows that JYP is coming up over here. I think he's just moving out, moving back. I think WhiteRa's kind of hit to this this aggression here. Oh, possibly that Stalker seeing JYP's army go up north. So that's pretty much what's going on right now. WhiteRa just trying to defend this small little pressure from JYP. Blinking forward, going to be able to take out that Stalker. We have no upgrades from either of our players yet. And I have to apologize too quickly. Last game I said that Cloud might have been from Germany. I wasn't 100% sure. He's in fact from Italy. And I can tell you right now that these players, JYP is from Ukraine and WhiteRa is from South Korea. Okay, now that the angry comments have been made, it is the other way around. JYP is from South Korea, and WhiteRa, of course, is the beast from the east of Ukraine. We have the Observer here being spotted by another Observer. Man, the red Observer looks really, really cool right there. Look how cool they look with that background drop, with that black backdrop. They look really freaking awesome. So we have Extended Thermal Lance here coming up for WhiteRa, and the first Colossus being made. JYP now just about to finish up his Robo base, so he's going to be behind on that Colossus count unless he goes double Robo production, which would be pretty freaking amazing to see in a PvP. You just usually don't see double Robo production unless it's super late game. And blinking back for some odd reason, gonna show that there is indeed a Colossus out. So JYP is actually going to be going for a Templar Archive right away. He is going to be sticking with Colossus, but he's also going to possibly get Archons. Most likely going to be getting Archons. Yeah, of course, he is going to be getting Archons with that. So I like this a lot. Archon Colossus, super strong, huge amount of AoE, and hey, they both look pretty freaking awesome. I mean, hey, look at this Colossus right here. And he's just like, I have 4 legs and a giant head, and I can easily destroy everything. Well, actually, no, their head is right there. That's their head right there. A really cute little small multiple-eyed head. And Archons, you know, they're made of pure sonic energy, so you don't get much cooler than that. WhiteRa now finally adding a Twilight Council here. He's going to want to get additional upgrades. Mainly, he's got level 1 ground weapons just about to finish up for him. And he's adding on a second robotics facility. I like this a lot. He's going to be doing double Robo. And we have the army here trying to take out these Stalkers. There is not an Observer out here for JYP. And I wouldn't be surprised if JYP tried to go into here. WhiteRa trying to bait into a flank maneuver, but JYP, he knows better. He's just going to go over here to this 4th base. The 3rd is being established for WhiteRa right now, so WhiteRa definitely looking to play a macro game. He's like, I'll play a macro game, can you play a macro game? That's the question. I mean, I have 2 Colossus, I have level 2, I have level 1 upgrades, and I have level 2 on its way. Of course, JYP has no upgrades at all, so that's not looking good for him. Charge is on its way, so by the looks of it, WhiteRa is going to be going for this Kala heavy army. What I mean by Kala is Zealots, Immortals, and Colossus. Any unit from Ire instead of Shakuris. Stalkers and Dark Templar are from Shakuris. For those who do not know, we have a War Prism here being made by WhiteRa. What would it be without WhiteRa making a War Prism? Let's be honest here. So that's why he got the double robotics facility. He's like, I want to make Colossus and War Prism at the same time. So how do I do that? I add another robotics facility. And that, of course, is going to open the opportunity for him to just do a great double Robo Colossus production, because he is getting this third. Usually you won't see double Robo production off 2 bases, but when you have 3 bases, see, that's why Zerg always wants to make sure that they get those, that they stop a Protoss third, you know, a lot with Stefano's play, because once that third is established, you know, there's the ability for double robotics facility production, as well as just massive gateway amounts of gateways. If we look right here, WhiteRa is sticking on 6 gateways by the looks of things, and 2 robos, so that's no surprise right there. What do we have from JYP? He probably is going to have a lot more actually no, he's going for double robo production himself off of 2 base, so he has 4 gateways and 2 robos, which is interesting because he's going to want a lot more Archons than what he does have, and WhiteRa is going to go for a Stargate, and this Zealot slowly chipping away at the pylon, and we are going to have 3 Zealots be brought in here into the middle line, but blinking right there from JYP, going to easily snipe that War Prism there. Really great play there from JYP. This pylon most likely spotted it, and that pylon does go down. JYP is going to be a little supply block, but the supply is no longer even. WhiteRa ahead by 10. If we look here, that is in probes, 64 probes to 49. That's just crazy to think. 66 probes in a PvP. I mean, you just don't usually see that much. And we have double Colossus production here coming up from JYP. We have level 3 weapons coming up for WhiteRa, and level 2 coming up for JYP. If we look in the unit counting station, we have 2 Immortals, 19 Zealots, a single Archon, 5 Colossus, 8 Stalkers, 2 Sentries, and 2 High Templar for the 15 Zealots, 3 Immortals, 6 Colossus, 5 Stalkers, and 1 Sentry for WhiteRa. So very interestingly enough, the army is much more scarier for JYP, but JYP is down in upgrades. It is only 1-1. He is about to finish he's about to finish level 2, or it's not 1-1, it's 0-1 for JYP, it's 0-2 for WhiteRa, and we are seeing a fleet beacon being made here for WhiteRa, so we're probably going to see a mothership brought in, if not carriers. I don't know why he'd build carriers, though. There's the mama ship. She's on her way, not there, but right there. So pretty freaking awesome play right there. Sorry, I'm like moving my mouse around. I'm not using a mouse pad right now because my mouse pad is too small. I need a Goliath. I need a Razor. I need a Razor Team Liquid Goliath. So I don't want to get it. Freaking awesome, but I'm not asking for it. My birthday's coming up. I'm just kidding. Shameless self-promotion plugs. And we have 6 Colossus now out here for JYP to the 9 Colossus of WhiteRa. So talk about freaking awesome numbers of Colossus. This is what I was talking about before, that War of the Worlds style, because we just have so many Colossus. Unfortunately for JYP, he has a very heavy amount of Stalkers, of Zealots, and Zealots just melt Colossus really easily. These Colossus almost got caught out of position right there. The Archon there, he's most likely going to be leading the charge, and we have another Archon we have an Archon start being made for WhiteRa now, so he's going into that Archon production. He saw a single Archon for JYP, he's like, look, you want to play Archons? I'll play freaking Archons, and then goes for 3 of them. And the 4th up here for WhiteRa is going to be put under siege by these Stalkers. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Warping coming in. No, he's just going to bring a handful of Stalkers and 2 Immortals with him. Going to stop that harass right there. Now JYP's army is moving up to the north here, but is WhiteRa going to be able to catch him off guard? Here we go. Oh no, oh man, I hate that it doesn't have control W. I thought the GSL maps would have been better at that, but we can see those Colossus really taking a lot of life out of those Zealots. And the mothership has finished for WhiteRa. Actually, no, I think he canceled it. Did he? No, there she is. I was about to say that seemed a little. That seemed pretty quick for a mothership, but at the same time, you know, why would you want to get rid of the mothership in a PvP matchup? Because that cloaking ability is so nice. You can also get rid of a high amount of Colossus with the Vortex. Sure, there's not going to be much splash damage on it, but JYP is gonna. No, that's WhiteRa is going to be taking the retaking this Nexus. It is a little out of position, unfortunately, for WhiteRa. And if we check out the income for both of these players, it is 58 probes to 66 probes. WhiteRa in the lead. They are staying about even. Well, that's mainly because WhiteRa is running out of minerals on his third, and JYP is getting his fourth established. WhiteRa trying to take that out right now as well with that warp. It's going to be taken down by the Archons. There's still a single Zealot in here. Going to be able to stop a cannon, and this cannon is most likely going to be finished, but cannon pulled up. We have a huge engagement here coming in the middle. A lot of Colossus going against Colossus. The Zealots just easily melt that Colossus. Now JYP is going to need to get out because he has no detection at all. There is no observer out for JYP. If we look here, yes, there is no observer. There is a single observer for WhiteRa, but that's not really going to help JYP that much because he needs to be able to find WhiteRa's army underneath that mothership. And of course, blinking stalkers under that mothership is a very bad idea. Plus, there is only no stalkers for JYP. So, there's actually 6 stalkers for JYP, so they'll just melt instantaneously to try to blink under that mothership. And now this fourth is going to be sieged up and taken out. We see these stalkers now being dealt with by those Zealots, and WhiteRa's Nexus is going to finish, although out of position. And that fourth easily taken out by WhiteRa. Now JYP is trying to find the positioning that he needs. Unfortunately, because of that mothership, he is going to have a hard time. There is an observer for JYP, but there's another observer for WhiteRa, and we have this huge engagement. The Archons in the front taking a lot of damage. Going to be able to take out, by the looks of it, 2 Colossus. Vortex going down here, and is JYP going to walk his stuff into it? Oh man, WhiteRa losing a majority of his army. Only 2 Colossus remain out of those 9, and all the Colossus going to go into the Vortex for some reason. Who knows why? 2 Colossus being produced for each player, and these Stalkers are going to be able to take out the mothership. Oh god, blinking under it. Oh, the mothership does fall, and this is not looking good for WhiteRa at all. But at the same time, we have a huge warp-in of High Templar and Zealots in the middle here. He's just going to be getting a lot of Archons. He's getting level 2 armor right now. If we check, there is no armor for JYP. Am I right? Yes, I am right. There's no armor for JYP, and JYP is going to try and take out this is going to be taking out the center debris. He wants a short and easy way to get to that base of WhiteRa. We have 2 Colossus right now already on the field. Only 2 more coming up for WhiteRa as well. Now WhiteRa just wants to get a ton of Archons and Zealots because he wants to make sure that those Colossus do not go down during that engagement. He doesn't care how fast the Zealots melt. He just wants to make sure that the Colossus stay alive, and JYP is going to turn around from taking out that 4th base. Is he going to be able to catch all of these Zealots? Aiming down on, focusing down those Colossus, and here we have the Zealots charging forward. You're going to be able to take a lot of damage onto that Colossus, and holy crap, looks like the Colossus, oh no, they're not going to be able to be cleaned up by WhiteRa, and this isn't looking good for him at all. It does not matter that he has that level 1 armor for those Colossus. JYP is now just going to go fall back and say, alright, I took out quite a bit of Colossus, Archons, and Zealots. I'm going to go take out this 4th. I know you need the 4th. No need to kill you now, and I can just slowly starve you. That's essentially what JYP is going for right now. Level 2 armor is so close to finishing. WhiteRa most likely going to make that attack when that happens. Stalkers now coming in. We have 3 Colossus, 2 more, or 1 more is on its way. Not a second one. 2 Archons are being produced. So WhiteRa right now just trying to make sure that he can either catch JYP out of position or go for a charge over here. Going to be able to force a cancel onto that 4th. But the 3rd of WhiteRa is being focus fired there by the Colossus, and it is going to go down. That is WhiteRa's only mining base. He does have some minerals in here, but that is almost pretty much gone, and we have these Colossus and Charges going to be able to take out the 4th or 5th of JYP, and JYP finally reacting to this. He's going to be streaming his army across. Can WhiteRa take this out before that army gets out? He needs to move that Colossus. He doesn't want that Colossus to be caught out of position. Oh, it is going to go down with ease, and these Stalkers are easily going to be cleaned up. Unfortunately, Archons coming in from the back for JYP, and this is not looking good for WhiteRa at all, as 2 Archons and butt ton of Colossus are chasing down 2 Colossus. One does go down, and is the second one going to be able to go down? There's no production here coming out from WhiteRa by the looks of it. It is going to go down by a Zealot of all things. No, an Archon is going to zap it to death. 7 Zealots being made. The mothership is out. There's a Colossus as well. The Observer is quickly running behind, and there is again no detection for JYP. He's going to try and focus down. There's the GG from WhiteRa. Well played. GG in Korean from EGJYP. So talk about a freaking awesome game 1 to this series. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed casting it. Stick around for game number 2 coming at you really quickly.